on the storm hitting the Central Coast, leading to flooding and road closures as well as evacuations. Right now, Monterey County leaders are holding a news conference. It just started a few moments ago. It is live in Carmel. Let's listen in.
People have had to cancel vacations, and there are no days off because this is such a serious issue. We're really dealing with it, all hands on deck. I also want to encourage people to be prepared. We at the county level have done that. We have a unified command working on the storms at this point. We've been preparing for this for a while, but I'm happy to say that the Sheriff's Office, led by Sheriff Tina Nieto, and our Department of Emergency Services at the county, as well as all of the various fire entities, are really coming all out together with one voice to be able to prepare and ensure people's safety, which is the primary thing that we have to deal with. The other points that I want to make, I think there are going to be many things covered by the other people who are going to be speaking today, but I did want to say that this is an uncommon situation for us. As we all know, we have extremely high tides right now, and there is water coming down from the river. There's a lot of debris that's coming through. We've been concerned about the burn scars, and that's something that we're conscious of. At this point, we only have one mandatory evacuation area, and that is the area at Yankee Point. We have a couple of other warnings that are out for people to be conscious of, Carmelo and parts of the 4th edition. So there are some areas that people really need to be prepared for. And my encouragement to all of the residents who are listening to us today is that you will prepare yourself so that if you get the mandatory evacuation notice, you're going to be ready to go and you'll know where to go. Did want to tell you that for emergency short-term care, you can go to the Carmel Valley Library if you need a place to charge your phones or your iPad and get some coffee and take a little break. The Carmel Valley Library is a terrific one for this side of Monterey County. In addition to that, we have the Carmel Middle School gymnasium set up now with the American Red Cross and the SPCA. That's set up with cots for longer term stay. If you need to spend the night someplace, then that's the place where you can go. And you can bring your pets with you, which is really an important part. There's a lot more to be said, and I will start off our media conference today by introducing Sheriff Tina Nieto, who will go into deeper detail on a lot of the things that we're doing now. Sheriff?
Thank you. Thank you, Supervisor Adams. And what we really want to say to the community today is that, again, you need to heed the warnings that are coming out from the Sheriff's Department, coming out from our unified command. Whether you are under a warning, that's the time to prepare. You should be preparing before that. But if you're under an evacuation order, we're not doing that to inconvenience you. We're doing that because we care about you and we want you to be safe. And at this point, we ordered an evacuation. There was an evacuation order at 11:26 that came out of the unified command for the Yankee Point community in the Carmel area. But we do have several other orders throughout the county. And if you need information on, if you're under a warning, you can go to the Monterey County website, the EOC. It's being posted on Facebook. It's being posted by the local news. And thank you all for being here to get the message out. So in the Yankee Point community in Carmel, that's east of Pacific Ocean, south of Yankee Beach Way, west of Yankee Point Drive, north of Malpaso Creek Beach. What I want to tell the residents, if you are evacuating, we need you to do that as quickly as you can and do it calmly. It's coming out buckets out there. You just look out your windows if you're watching this from home. So the roads are slick, they're wet, there's puddling going on in different parts of the county, and wherever you're evacuating to, we want you to get there safely. We don't want it to lead to a traffic accident where you tie up our public safety resources in order to deal with something because, the public was doing a little bit of overdriving. Buckle up, be safe. Like the supervisor said, please, if you have to evacuate, please ensure that you have your medications with you. If you have medications, if you have pets, to have your pet medication if they have that. Your important papers, you should be taking those with you. For those who are under warnings, as the supervisor stated, if you have important things, please put them to higher ground. When the water rises, we don't know how much the water will rise in those areas, and that is one way. You can't take everything with you, but you can safely, try to get things to higher ground so that they're not damaged in case there is flooding in your areas. Again, if you're under a warning, you need to prepare now in case an order comes out. And I covered that in the order, and do that calmly. One other thing I want to remind people, if you do evacuate, please let your loved ones know that you're evacuating, and wherever you're going, let them know that you're safe, because we can get inundated at the EOC and emergency personnel with phone calls from the public looking for their loved ones. So have that plan and let them know that, so they're not tying up our phone lines in this situation, because we never know what Mother Nature's going to do. It's a big county, and we are prepared. But again, preparedness is one thing, and Mother Nature is another thing. So with that, I'd like to introduce Chief Bolliard from the Fire Department. Chief?
Thank you, Sheriff. Good afternoon. Tom Bolliard, Battalion Chief with CAL FIRE in Monterey. Well, first and foremost, we wanted to thank the community for those that have participated in the evacuations and prepping for possible evacuations. We just want to warn the public that impeding traffic and impeding emergency response can be critical far as us getting to those emergencies. Sometimes they're medical or possible people possibly needing rescue. So if everybody can cooperate and get on the same page and follow adhere to the warnings and evacuation notices, that would be great. CAL FIRE is here prepared for any type of, we're an all-risk fire department, and we're here for any type of situation. This morning we had the lagoon at Carmel River Beach get to its max capacity, and we were sent out to investigate that and help it with evacuations in the areas of those low-lying areas. So we are monitoring the ocean tides. High tide tonight around 11 p.m. is supposed to be pretty significant, and we're monitoring a lot of the swells of the ocean right now, anywhere from 35 feet to 50-foot swells on the ocean. So we are ready and capable for water rescues. We do have water rescue plans and flood plans, and so with that being said, I will turn it over to Randy Ishii, Director of Public Works.
Thank you very much, Chief. As Supervisor Adams had previously mentioned, in preparation for and in response to this atmospheric river event that the county and other counties are experiencing, the county has activated its Emergency Operations Center, and we at Public Works have activated our Department Operations Center to help route calls and also bring the proper resources to the table to address Public Works, road and bridge issues, and other issues that are within our purview. With that, we've also staffed up our DOC. We staffed up our county road crews. We have the road crews working on 12-hour shifts, and we have supplemented them with contractors, vendors, and other supplemental means to address the issues on the road. We do have some issues that we're currently responding to, and so we highly encourage the public to check our Monterey County Road Closure Information page, which the DOC, Department Operations Center, is keeping up to date as best as possible and up to date as possible, which is also being reflected on the Monterey County Office of Emergency Services, now Department of Emergency Services webpage. So you may use either of those two online resources. Please feel free to check those out, as well as the social media posts for any road closures that may be occurring. In terms of some immediate response action that we're taking as we speak, we do have a mudslide issue on Carmel Valley Road at approximately milepost 13.6. That's between Villa Los Tuleres and San Clemente Road. We have our contractors out there who are responding to that and assisting our crews with clearing the road and trying to get it back opened as possible. In the meanwhile, we encourage the public who want to use that portion of Carmel Valley Road to use alternate routes wherever possible. We have a tree contractor, again, that supplemental resource, who is going up and down that east side of Carmel Valley Road towards the Greenfield direction. That said, as Sheriff Nieto had mentioned, there's lots of debris on the road, so please, as you drive on the roads today, keep an eye out and be vigilant for any debris or any hazards in the roadway. If you see something, please say something. Every member of the public is part of the greater solution on this and how we get through this disaster and weather it together. So when you see something, please be that force multiplier. Call it in to either our Department Operations Center at 831-755-4925 or contact the Emergency Operations Center, and in the final case, please feel free to call 911. We are making resources available to the public, and as I talk about that, we also want to mention that, as the chief had mentioned, there was an issue in the Carmel River Lagoon region due to the water level in the ocean itself and the high tides. It has caused the Carmel River Lagoon to rapidly rise. The lagoon has been flowing, the river has been flowing out to the ocean. The issue this morning was a combination of high sea level height as well as the high tide. Now, we are monitoring the situation with our public works crews. We're going to continue having them out there to either activate the pumps as necessary or provide other resources as they need to. For now, we understand that there could be high tides this evening, as previously mentioned, so we will have our crews out there to constantly monitor the lagoon, monitor what's happening out there, and to operate the bypass pumps as necessary. We're also making more resources available, particularly out there to the 4th Edition region, with more sand and sandbags that are on their way this afternoon for people to be able to use to help protect their homes. And so with that, we do have sand and sandbags available to the public. Please look at the online resource of the Monterey County OES, now DEM webpage for those resources, and we also have it available on the county website as well. We're constantly inspecting those stockpiles, and we're constantly refreshing them to make them available for the public, all the way from the North County through the South County. And with that, I would like to hand the floor back to Supervisor Adams.
Thank you, Director Ishii. Just wanted to find out now if there are any questions that anyone has for any of the folks that are here with us today. Yes.
This one, I guess, more towards public works. Some of the residents that I spoke with out there, they're concerned also about trees falling down on their homes. Is Public Works doing anything to help with that issue at this time?
Yes, we're actively out responding to any of the tree down calls. And you raise a good point in terms of this storm as well as into the days after the storm. The soils are nearly fully saturated now at this point. We have rains that are approaching in the following week. So even though we get through this storm, there could be the after effects of trees coming down, rocks coming down, and slides occurring. So in the days that follow this, please continue to watch the roads as you're driving and call them into us, as I mentioned before, to help us with being able to clear out and know that there is debris on the roadway and we need to make that road drivable and safe for the public. With the areas that have already been called in, we have either our tree contractors, our general contractors, or our road crews responding to them.
To follow up on that, you said you have some trees out on the ground. Any other problem spots that look that you guys have been going out to the most lately, within this last day or so?
We have the areas in the North County we've been responding to, such as with tree downs due to the high winds that we had these last few days. We've gone all the way up to the Pajaro and tried to provide additional resources up there at the community of Pajaro in terms of sand, as well as other resources that we need in the community of Pajaro. We've also been supporting efforts down in the community at Chular, just other communities in general. They're listed on the road closure information page. We have some spots that have had to be proactively closed due to the river's water levels. So places like Elm Avenue, east of the city of Greenfield between Espinosa and Metz Road, those are watch areas, and we have closed that road. We have closed Davis Road at the Salinas River, nearby the city of Salinas, due to the rising water levels. And we have already closed Murphy Road in the North County, crossing the Pajaro River, again to those rising water levels. There's other roads that we've had to close because they're not safe at this time, such as Old Coast Road along State Route 1 and Alisol Road just south of the city of Salinas. So again, we can emphasize enough keeping an eye on those.
Yeah, and I also want to remind the viewers, right now you're standing in front of county officials, but every morning we're having a coordination call with all our state, federal, and local municipalities to discuss down lines, down trees, any needs that we have. This is truly a unified command of the entire county. And that's occurring every morning, and then it also occurs in the afternoon. And then they are also, some of the cities are also, like Salinas, for example, has co-located their command over to the Unified Command building at the county building. So I want to assure you that we're all talking to each other through this event, because it's not just a 1-day or 2-day event. This is a very long event because, like Randy stated, after these rains stop, there's another storm that's going to hit us, and we know that the ground is saturated, we know trees are coming down, and we know lines are coming down. And so, again, please drive with an abundance of caution because of the hazards that are out there as a result of this event, and please pay attention to the signs.
Thank you. Any additional questions? Yes.
Coordinated with the utilities at all on any potential power issues?
You want to respond to that? Any coordination with the utilities?
Yes.
Are they? Yeah, go ahead.
You want to go?
I'll take that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause I
thanks,
know you
Randy.
sit on it too.
As Sheriff Nieto mentioned, we have briefing calls every morning. One of the partners in those calls include PG&E. So we're constantly talking with them and getting status updates on how their progress is being made on trees that are in the power lines and those that need to be abated, as well as the power outages that are occurring and the approximate status of being able to provide power back to the public.
So
Yes.
here in Carmel, waves have been one of the main issues at the river, at the Carmel River Beach, as well as in the Yankee Point areas. I think Chief, you mentioned, special water crews going out there. Can you talk a little bit more about that and when the waves are expected to get higher, and if that's something that the county is keeping an extra close eye on here in Carmel?
Okay. Yeah. So, as I mentioned before, that we are monitoring the swells of the ocean. We are monitoring the water levels of the Carmel River and the lagoon. We do have swiftwater and boat rescue teams available for life safety, for life rescue. We are currently patrolling and checking those water levels of the river and of the swells along the coastline in our area from the south end of Carmel Highlands all the way up to the top of basically Asilomar, Pebble Beach area. So we do have qualified rescue swimmers, jet skis, and rescue boats available for life rescue.
Just as a follow-up to that, one of the things that we're conscious of as well is really the safety of the public service workers also. And there's nothing worse than trying to evacuate or trying to leave an area in the dark. And fearfully, that's what may happen, because this evening at 11 o'clock, when we have the high tide again, this is even exacerbated more by the full moon, which makes the swells even higher. So that's why I really want to say to all of the residents, please be prepared, so that if you do get the word that you've got to leave, you're ready to go, and it won't be so traumatic to have to leave your home at 11 o'clock at night in the dark. So just another thought. Any additional questions from anyone?
I just want to, I guess it's for the sheriff's office and maybe even CAL FIRE. In the Bay Area, we've seen some people get stuck in standing water because they drove through it. That hasn't happened here yet, or is that something we're anticipating we could even see here?
It hasn't happened yet, so thank you to the community that are paying attention to the road conditions and the signs. But it could happen, and that's why the Sheriff's Office and the Unified Command and Public Works is saying, pay attention. You need to pay attention. But as Supervisor Adams stated, we've pre-positioned teams, including the fire department, law enforcement, our federal and our state agencies. We pre-positioned different teams throughout the entire county. If the waters do rise, that nobody's cut off and that we have teams available to do these water rescues.
Do you want to talk about bringing in the additional equipment from other counties as an example?
Yeah, as an example, with the Unified Command, prior to this event even happening, we were preparing knowing that it was coming, and we ordered up what we call high water rescue vehicles from the National Guard, working with our federal or our state partners actually. And we've received 4 of these vehicles that are staged in different areas in order to go in and do these rescues if people get stuck. But we don't want to have to do that. So again, for people, pay attention to road closures. If a sign says it's flooded, it's flooded. And your car is not a boat. It will stall out in high water, and that has to do with intakes. You know, it sucks it. For those who don't know, who've ever been stuck in it, your exhaust will suck the water up from the bottom. So you may be dry, but the part that's feeding the engine is below where you're sitting, actually. And so that causes it to flood out, and it will shut down everything. And waters rise very quickly, and I think we've all seen that with our creeks. So pay attention to the signs, because we don't want to have to go out and rescue you.
Okay, well, thank you all very much for being here today. Thank Chief Boyard and Sheriff Nieto and Director Ishii. And thank all of you, too, for helping keep our community safe, and especially the residents who live here
You've been watching live
safe.
coverage of Monterey County leaders giving an update on this ongoing storm. I do want to reiterate some of the key takeaways here. You heard longtime Monterey County Supervisor Mary Adams talking about just how important it is to listen to all warnings from county officials. She does call this an all hands on deck situation, saying they have set up unified command to work with all of their county partners. They say they have been preparing for this storm for quite some time, though at the same rate calling this a semi-unprecedented event, calling this an uncommon situation that they have not seen before. A couple final concerns here, of course, the Carmel River Lagoon and people living around that. The Colorado burn scar is an area of concern, and also Yankee Point Drive, people living in the Yankee Point community under a mandatory evacuation. Just a couple key takeaways on that press conference with Monterey County leaders updating us on the very latest of this storm. We do want to bring in meteorologist Gina DeVecchio now. We are still experiencing widespread rain across the area. When is that going to be tapering off?
Honestly, we're starting to see that. During that conference, they were mentioning how heavy the rain was in the Carmel area. Well, that's the tail end of it. So that's one of the three factors that have made the flooding around the Carmel River Lagoon so detrimental this morning and into this afternoon. So heavy rainfall on top of that higher than normal tide, in addition to the higher swell because of the storm off the coast. So you can see that heavy rainfall still inundating some of those coastal areas from Marina, and then about to go make way into Salinas, but exiting the Carmel area for now. Taking a closer look, you can see where Big Sur is on the map, then up the hill to Jamesburg, or up the mountains. That's where the Carmel River begins, up in this region. So any of the rainfall we've seen this morning in that area into Carmel Valley, that funnels down the Carmel River and ends up in the lagoon. Unfortunately, that simultaneously occurred with the high tide and the high swell. Now, we still have a flood advisory across the area, including the Carmel area, and then also including the Salinas area. Now, also within that flood advisory and flood watch. So watch is the least serious of all of these warnings, then goes advisory, and then comes warning. So there is a flood warning on the mouth of the Salinas River until 2:45, and then at Carmel River till 2 o'clock. And that is because we're seeing that rapid rise of the river because of this additional rainfall. So this is not due to the tides and the swell. This is because of the river water coming down into the lagoon. So you can see a slight influence by the tide over the last few days, but a majority of this is from that river water coming down the mountainside. So again, this is today seeing that just below a flood stage, but you notice that that is flirting with that flood and then also with the tide and the swell making that worse. Similarly, wanted to take a quick look at the Salinas River Lagoon because there's also a flood warning there until 2:45. That's why, as they mentioned there, that Davis Road is closed at the Salinas River because of that flooding in that southern parts of the Salinas River. So that is now at a moderate stage. And we do expect that to recede by later today as we start to see that system moving out of here. So we are going to see those rain chances moving out, but the flooding is still going to be a concern near the coast. There is a warning for those northwest facing beaches for waves around 20 to 30 feet breaking right there at the coastline. In the advisory, that's the less severe, but still taken seriously. 15 to 20 foot waves. And then the coastal flooding is a concern for this evening. As mentioned, high tide around Carmel is around 11 o'clock, a little bit after. It won't be as high as this morning's high tide, but it's still going to be something they have to watch because of all that water coming down the river. So a number of things to be watching: road closures, debris in the road, breaking waves at the coast, and then of course those lagoons filling up. So it is best to avoid those coastal areas. And as Paul mentioned, as the officials have mentioned, just respect those warnings and orders and evacuate if told to.
Absolutely. Thank you, Gina. I appreciate it. We will be following the storm all day, of course. We'll be back for Action News 8 at 5 and 6. Until then, have yourselves a good day.